So air hunger walks are a great tool to build up our tolerance towards CO2 or carbon dioxide present inside of the respiratory system and inside of the body. Now, why do we want to build up this tolerance towards CO2? Well, as discussed within the breathing and performance pillar, or breathing and posture performance pillar inside of Beast Code, we know right now that we want to improve this tolerance towards CO2 because what it does, which is also known as the Bohr effect, is that it enhances the redistribution from oxygen by its red blood cells that are carrying it, so the hemoglobin. It releases the oxygen that is present and therefore it is redistributed towards the tissues. So what often happens, of course, if we are or have too much oxygen present inside of the body and not enough carbon dioxide, is that the bond of these red blood cell carriers, it's too strict, it's too much, and therefore they don't release the oxygen towards the places that it should go. However, if we create more carbon dioxide, the trigger for us to breathe in, if we create a better tolerance, what will happen is that this bond will get released faster and therefore the oxygen gets redistributed better towards the places it should go to. The air hunger walks are an excellent way to achieve this. So what we're going to do from a practical sense, first we start out in a neutral stance. So you have a bilateral stance, just a normal posture. And then from here you go into 3 normal breath cycles as you would normally do. So you would inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. You don't want to excessively inhale or excessively exhale. Just keep it at a normal pace. Then after the 3rd attempt, what you do, you exhale, then you hold the breath, and then you walk for the given amount of reps that are inside of your program. Then once you're done, so once you completed an X amount of steps, then you reset and then you return towards a normal breath. The key point here is that after you have done a couple of steps, the sensations that you should be feeling is that you might feel a little bit of an effect or a ripple effect of this air hunger that you're feeling. You also might feel some contractions around the diaphragm, the spleen. This is perfectly okay. What you want to monitor is that after 3 normal breathing cycles, again, after you've done the steps, then you should be in a normal state again. That's the window. If you have more sensations after the 3rd or 4th attempt or 3rd or 4th breathing cycle, after you've done a couple of steps, then you pushed it a little bit too much. So let me give you a quick demonstration. So first off, what I would like you to do is I want you to put on a metronome with one of the apps that I recommend, and then you fill in the amount of beats per minute. This is very important because it will give you an auditory cue in which you know how fast you should be walking. Then after you've done that, you go or you stand basically in a bilateral stance, so feet are underneath the hips. Then from this position, I want you to do 3 consecutive reps or reps of a normal inhalation and exhalation. So you inhale, you exhale, you inhale again, you exhale again. One more time. And then after the 3rd exhalation, I want you to hold it and then you go into the step. So only perform this after your final exhalation, not inhalation. So I go for the amount of steps. So I took 16 steps, then I immediately go back into a normal breathing pace. Of 3 repetitions, and then you should enter a normal state again. If you feel that you need more breathing cycles to return towards a normal state, then probably you push yourself into doing too much steps in one go. So if you still feel a little bit in a heightened state or in a state where maybe there are some contractions present, or you might feel a little bit of dizziness, then you pushed it a little bit too far. So the cue is always that after 3 breathing cycles, after you've done the amount of steps, then you should feel normal in a back in a neutral state again. Also very important, this whole sequence is a nasal breathing sequence. So you only breathe through the nose, even when you come out of the sequence. This is very important because breathing through the nose also has a very profound effect on improving the CO2 tolerance that we have or want to improve in order to get better in our breathing efficiency. This was the demonstration. Now go after it.